Hi, this is RA, and I'm going to introduce you to leads. Leads are at the heart of a lot of what we do. It's very important to understand them. So let's talk about leads and the data related to them. Inside our data model, a lot of things stem from a lead. So inside of a lead, we've got campaigns. In other words, what campaigns are bringing leads in. Extended from that are media placements. So what are we spending money on that is generating leads? So both of those objects are related to a lead. I'll show you what that looks like with live data in a minute. Also from leads are behaviors. Behaviors are the things that leads do. Did they order a vacation guide? Did they make a reservation? Did they call you? Was there an outbound phone call to them? So the behavior is everything that a lead does or interacts with a lead. And then from the behaviors are the reporting and the workflow automation. So it's very important to understand that both campaigns and behaviors stem from a lead. So let's go inside now. I'm in Honeycomb, and let's look at a lead and what data is stored there. When you go to a lead detail, I've got an individual pulled up here. There are a variety of fields inside the lead detail that are available. We can have up to 500 custom fields in a lead. What would that be? This is an example of an interest field. This lead has expressed interest in fishing. So we can communicate and target our communications, our messaging back to that lead to help nurture them and get them to come. So in addition to the general information like contact information, name, address, email, phone, Skype, whatever the contact information is, we can have a lot of custom fields inside of the lead detail. And the format for those can be multiple choice, it can be drop down with values, can be a checkbox, can be a date, whatever that might be. Below the lead detail area, we'll find related items. So these are data elements, objects that represent a one-to-many relationship. So one lead can have multiple items in their history. One lead can have multiple campaigns that bring them in. Each time a lead is converted, we look to see if they exist, and if they exist, we don't duplicate them. Honeycomb instead just adds a campaign history for what brought that lead in. Every time they convert, every time they perform a behavior, we're going to add them to the campaign. That way we can come back and look at the performance of a campaign to determine what leads it's generating. Below that are the behavior records that this lead has performed. So again, there's one-to-many. One lead can have multiple behaviors, and that's really what's generating that customer lifecycle view of what that lead is doing over time. One consideration for a lead is workflow automation. Each of these fields inside the lead detail can have workflow automation that stems from it. As an example, if this lead has requested a vacation guide, right here, a visitor guide, we can use the values in this field to generate workflow. So when this field has a value that matches visitor guide, we can notify someone in fulfillment to take this email address, this postal address, put it on a label, and mail this person that publication. We can also have somebody inside your organization, one of your team members, use that same workflow automation for alerts or notifications. For example, if we determined that the type of lead this was groups and meetings, and we had a checkbox that we had generated as a custom field right here for leads that were groups and meetings, we could have your salesperson contact them And we could further filter who we contact inside your team for follow-up based on the geographic location of that lead. So leads can be both consumer as well as groups and meetings, and filtered based upon their interests and where they're converting from. Oftentimes we'll capture what website they're converting from. So if you have a microsite for groups and meetings, we'd want to denote that here and change the follow-up for who we're talking to inside of leads. So again, leads can be both consumer and groups and meetings. Leads that are consumer will stay leads. Although there's a convert button on a lead, you don't need to convert your leads for leisure and consumer travel to contacts. You may consider converting your leads that are groups and meeting planners to contacts and accounts for a business, and then that contact after they come in to work with them separately. But all of your leisure and consumer will stay leads throughout their lifetime. I know that seems counterintuitive to some people, but the reason for that is we want to keep this rich history of campaign performance and the behaviors they exhibit over their lifetime underneath that lead. Converting can lose that data. And there's nothing wrong with keeping them as leads throughout their lifetime. They won't expire, they won't go anywhere inside of Honeycomb. All of our reporting, our dashboards, and workflow can stem from the fields inside of leads. So that's an overview of leads. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you.